All right, everybody, today's main event here on IWA Hardcore Wrestling. It is from Japan. Some great footage here. We've got Hanzo Nakajima taking on Lionheart Chris Jericho, who you're familiar with here in the IWA. This is part of that big Super J Cup tournament they have in Tokyo, naturally.
Joe, it's one of it is the premier junior heavyweight wrestling event in the world. It happens once a year, the Super J Cup. Chris Jericho, Lionheart from the IWA Hardcore Wrestling League. He's very familiar, as you say, and he is a favorite in this. But Hanzo Nakajima, a great wrestler from Michinoku Pro Wrestling. There you see Jericho getting ready.
You talk about one of the top athletes in the professional wrestling game. This young man made a name for himself in Extreme Championship Wrestling out of Philadelphia. Chances are he could be going to one of the big two. Maybe WCW, maybe the World Wrestling Federation. A special treat to see him again here this week on the IWA.
Joe, Lionheart, Chris Jericho, one of the greatest wrestlers, pure athletes ever in the sport. Wrestled in Extreme Championship Wrestling as the last survivor. Chris Jericho, he is, of course, the last survivor of Stu Hart's family dungeon.
Absolutely, and there wasn't too many to come out of there that weren't great ones. There's no doubt about that.
Hey, God, no kidding me, Joe.
That's a great impersonation of John Wayne. I think you were trying to be Stu Hart, though, but nonetheless. Look at this, some acrobatic maneuvering off the get-go, maybe a little psychological warfare going on here.
Jericho should have drop-kicked him right in the mush and knocked him over backwards. We would have had a one-minute main event.
You want to talk about it? You know, some people might wonder when we say about an international star, a guy maybe wrestling in Mexico or Japan, how much truth there is to that. Well, you're witnessing the footage. There is over 75,000 people witnessing the Super J Cup in Tokyo, and one man that you will be able to see here in the months of May and June live is none other than Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Look at Jericho just gave the Japanese kid the bird.
No,
he says, I'm number one.
Now, Chris Jericho, let's get something straight here. At one time was the World International Junior Heavyweight Champion. And then, of course, he lost the belt to the Ultimo Dragon. Those two men have been going back and forth with that title.
I'm also very impressed with Chris Jericho. He's a great athlete, Joe.
Unbelievable athlete, and you can see a few switches going on, go behinds here between Nakajima and, of course, Chris Jericho. Now, where would Nakajima make his home?
His home is in Sapporo, Japan, Joe.
Okay, I mean, what wrestling home?
Michinoku Pro Wrestling,
all right,
Northern Japan.
All the great fans out there that follow along with Japanese wrestling. You're getting to see some great action here, part of the Super J Cup. Lionheart Chris Jericho. You talk about names like Ultimo Dragon. Want to remind you, coming up 7 days from now, it's going to happen. Careers have been made, careers have ended in the steel cage match. Probably the most dangerous match in all of professional wrestling. The Natural, Rick Martel, that comes up in 7 days. We'll get the champs, feelings on that in just a few minutes. Look at this, textbook suplex, maybe letting that blood drain to the head, and it lands.
Jericho is a hot dog, Joe. He likes to show off. You saw a one-arm vertical suplex.
Now, Natural, you've been to Japan once before. Explain to me something. The fans, more of a polite kind of audience. They do a lot of clapping. They really respect the wrestling.
Joe, look at Jericho. He's a cocky individual. He had the man down. He probably could have pinned him, but instead he put his foot on and yelled, Nakajima. That's the man's name. Very insulting to do that to a Japanese wrestler. Look at that low kick, Joe.
Nakajima coming to life now, though, and time to go to work on the Lionheart now. Oh, nice twist to the leg there, and putting a lot of pressure on the toes.
He's trying to hook the heel. That's an Achilles heel submission lock, but he does not have it hooked in sufficiently. He needs to get the toe of Jericho's boot under his arm, but Jericho reached the ropes. That's cause for a break.
Now, we're going to be seeing a lot of submission-type holds, I would think, in a match like this. A big chop that lands. Irish whip coming now, and here comes Jericho.
Big clothesline.
Stiff as it gets. There's nowhere to no room to move for Nakajima once you're in the turnbuckles, and Lionheart, Chris Jericho, back on top of the action.
Chris Jericho, 5'11", 225, an incredible athlete. Junior heavyweights in Japan are all under 6 feet, so Chris Jericho just barely fits in. He's obviously big and strong enough to be a heavyweight. Look out, Nakajima. What's he going for? Look at the senton. Oh, God.
Holy cow, that was quick action there by Nakajima. Almost got a win.
Sumo bump.
You got it.
Joe, look at that. That's a beautiful lion press off the second rope. Chris Jericho's a version of Jericho's own finishing maneuver. Another sumo bump. Look at Nakajima go. What's he doing, Joe?
Another acrobatic headstand there, if you will. And look at this head scissor takedown. And this match, what a day.
Oh, God.
Comes back with a clothesline. This is fast and furious action. Could be all over.
What a necktie. Jericho, bit of a lackadaisical cover. I think he could have hooked the other leg as well, and he probably would have had a 3 count. But Chris Jericho, very confident, very cocky, and he's using that to his advantage.
The Japanese fans, like we were mentioning, a little bit more polite, I guess, a respect factor. Look at that right hand that lands, but more of an applause thing than a yelling and screaming kind of thing like we see here in North America.
That's right, Joe. They respect the wrestlers as pure athletes. Pro wrestling, the biggest sport in Japan. It's like hockey in Canada, and as you can see, the respect accorded to these athletes.
Well, how do you... oh, wow, that landed. How can you expect any respect, though, here or anywhere else with some of the shenanigans you put us through?
Joe, the people in Japan are no different than the people overseas. Wherever I go to wrestle, they love the natural, Joe. I'm a national hero everywhere I go.
Hero. All right. Okay. We'll work on that. Stuck under now, Nakajima on top. Frankensteiner, Hurricanrana, if you will, and maybe a 3 count. Caught Jericho by surprise.
Did not hook the leg. Chris Jericho, too much lower body strength. Look at that. Kicks right to the knee, Joe. That'll hurt the old ACL, and he's over the top.
No kidding. Unbelievable. Super J Cup action from Japan, Joe. And here we go. Holy cow. Natural, unbelievable maneuvering.
Great move. A drop kick right to the chest, sliding drop kick, and look at this. He's probably going to go for a tope. Look at that. He took Jericho's head off.
Unbelievable. Just that cross body, the tope, if you will, through the ropes that lands, and both men feeling the effects.
Joe, as you can see, the one bad thing about doing a maneuver like that is it oftentimes will affect you nearly as badly as it does your opponent. You can see Nakajima taking his time getting up. He's hurt himself on that fall.
I'll tell you what, that tope gives new meaning to that high-risk maneuver. Nakajima now calling for Jericho, calling for a victory here. We'll have to see what happens. This has been an unbelievable matchup between two of the top junior heavyweights in the world.
Nakajima seems to have hurt his ribs. He's favoring the left side of his rib cage, Joe. He may have hurt himself on that tope.
Yeah, as you can see, he was holding on to them there, but has to go back to work on Jericho. Nice suplex there. Short suplex, if you will, and now he's thinking about going up top. You were talking about the ribs. This could be do or die here.
Oh, no rib there, Joe. He just smacked him right in the face. Look at Jericho up on the top rope. This is where Chris Jericho's very comfortable.
Going from the top rope. He's not talking about a super... Whoa! Drop kicked him from the top rope. What balance!
Nakajima able to land on his feet, but I believe his knee may have buckled. Look out for Jericho!
Holy cow, the Lionheart. I've never seen a lion fly till I met Chris Jericho.
Unbelievable. Bit of some sort of a slingshot press off the top to the floor. Very impressive maneuver.
Unbelievable. These two guys, I mean, when you get matched like this match, either one of these two guys could ruin their own careers with some of these devastating high-risk maneuvers.
Joe, that's one thing. I was talking to Chris Jericho the other day on the telephone from Japan, and I told him, I said, Chris, you know, you are not exactly doing a lot for yourself in terms of having a long career, too many high-risk maneuvers, but that's how Chris Jericho lives his life.
All right. You heard it here from the IWA champion. Have to find out more about this phone conversation business with you and Jericho, but nonetheless, Irish whip off the rope and a nice leg takedown there. Nakajima trying to pull him over now. Might have him.
Doesn't have the right shoulder down. Now he's got it, Joe, but Jericho didn't have him hooked properly. Nakajima with a strength disadvantage here. He's got to hook Jericho a little bit tighter than that.
I can't believe how many times in a match these young men will go up there for those high-risk maneuvers. Look at this flying body press.
A la Mil Mascaras, but Jericho, is that a 3 count, Joe?
Only a 2 count. The referee calling for the 2 count. My Japanese isn't well versed. I don't know about yours, but this could be sayonara right here.
Fisherman buster, Joe. That's the setup move for the Lion Salt. If he hits it, it's going to be over. The bad ribs of Nakajima cannot withstand it. Joe, look at that Lion Salt.
And sayonara, I guess, could be said for Hanzo Nakajima, your winner. A man that is well received here in the IWA as well as in Japan. Talking about Lionheart Chris Jericho, we will be seeing a lot more of him throughout Manitoba and the rest of the country right here on the IWA Hardcore Network. Champ?
Chris Jericho, an unbelievable athlete, great performance here in the Super J Cup, beating a great Japanese wrestler from Michinoku Pro Wrestling, Hanzo Nakajima. But Joe, when Chris Jericho hits that Lion Salt, there's only one finale, and that's a 1-2-3.
We'll be showing you more in weeks to come from Japan and all kinds of stuff. More on Mr. Hardcore, Mr. Dr. Luther, whatever. You, the IWA champion,